make sure, are you alone? Do you have someone with you? Do you need me to come with you if I can? So just always have someone with you, just in case something happens to you. Someone could talk on your behalf. Someone could be there who represents you. And just know what you're doing. You gotta know beforehand. You're going to a hospital for one particular reason. Make sure you have an idea as to what you're gonna get yourself into.
Okay.
Let me just say one thing about Matt. When Matt was born, well, we had another incident with Matt at the hospital, Albert Einstein, where the resident did a sonogram and told my wife, "You're not ready yet, you could go home and you could come back when the contractions get closer." At that time, I said to the resident, "We're not going anywhere. Can I have the attendant tell us we can leave?" So when the attendant came and he did the same sonogram, he actually yelled at the resident. Because didn't you see this? Because the cord was around Matt's neck. And we would not come back to the hospital for life child. And if my wife had gone into active labor, she would have died. He would have died. So that was an emergency C-section. Matt and his mom, I used to call them twins. They were close. They were very tight. Matt took care of his brother Lamar, no matter what. Since Matt could walk, he's been taking care of Lamar. He was very, very protective of Lamar. Lamar will obey Matt first before he obeys me. Let's put it this way. When we travel through the airports, whatever, Matt will push him in a stroller all over the place. We go on vacation, Matt's always has Lamar, protecting Lamar. And Melina is doing the same thing. When we were leaving for the hospital, Matt wanted to come. His mother turned and says, "No, Mommy will be right back." It's okay, Mommy will be right back. And she didn't come back. And Matt had this sixth sense that something was wrong. So every time I'd be going to the hospital, he'd cry. He wants me to go to the hospital with him. He wants to come. He had no idea where the hospital was. So one day I took him with me. And when he pulled out in front of the hospital, he started pointing at the hospital. He started crying a lot. It's like he had this sense that something was wrong, So he became pretty angry as a young man missing his mother. His mom didn't come home. And, he got pretty angry at some point in time. And I had to blame the kid, And he was very hurting. So then Megan comes home. Where's Mommy? Who are you,
Yeah, how did you feel when your dad came home with your sister?
Yeah, well, I guess as any other kid would, you're expecting Mommy and you don't get Mommy. You get someone you've never met.
Yeah.
But we've grown up pretty nicely together, so it hurts every day, but we do what we have to do.
We still have to.
We still got each other. We have to.
How is it as a family? How was it growing up as a family?
Well, my mom, Mommy Joy called her. She, thank God for her, she helped me with the children. She became a mother to the kids. God bless her, she died 2 years ago. She also became a mother to my sister Geraldine, who died of cancer in New Jersey. She also became a mother to the kids also. And my mom became a rock. She was there for the children. And we called her Mommy Joe, and they became very close. Megan got very depressed when she got sick because she says she's losing the mother she already knows, which is true, And growing up it had its moments. What was very hurtful is around Mother's Day, Matt comes home with Mother's Day cards. My daughter comes home with Mother's Day cards, and they have no one to give it to. So those were very depressing times. Very, very, and I feel like they were cheated because their mom was a very wonderful person. you know. Maylin has some kind of sixth sense of her mom. In her room, she has a picture of her mom up. And that's one day I came home and that's it. We had a closed casket. And we pulled up this picture of her. And she took it to her room. I didn't know. And I believe that her mom told her to take care of Daddy in the house because some of the things she does is like, it's weird.
Like what? What did she do? It reminds you that
Oh my God.
you wouldn't expect from her age at number one.
Sometimes I'll go at work. I get to work. And in my stuff, she has a little note for me. Love you, Daddy, whatever it is, blah, blah, blah. And when I go to work, my wife used to pack up the lunch and put little love notes in it for me.
Oh, well.
And then I see her, I'm like, the first day she did, I was so shocked. I was so shocked. And she reminds me of my wife, Marlon, many, many times. You know. And she always wanted that girl. She had 2 boys. And I remember when we got the results of that it's going to be a girl. And I couldn't wait until I get home, so I called her. She was so overjoyed. And before she left for the hospital, for weeks before, she would get this little, I say, hey, I guess love and math and I are not important anymore. You're a girl. You're going to pink in the house. You're going to be doing her hair, everything. She kind of looked forward to it. She ironed all these little baby clothes, everything, you know, sex clothes she had off Lemon Nachi, and she set everything up. So everything was ready for the hospital, and when she comes back for the hospital, and, you know, nothing.
So, Maylene, I see you're very emotional right now. I know. I just wanna ask you, you know, your dad was telling me that you have all of the pictures of your mother that you never really met. So what's that sixth sense that you feel with her?
I don't know, I don't know. I just never met her, so it's never really...
You didn't meet her. But you feel a closeness with her, right?
Yeah.
You know, at the hospital, I was trying to do everything to wake her up. So I told them, don't feed me, keep her angry, right? So I insisted. I wanted her crying and hungry. So instead of feeding her, so when she was hungry and she was crying a lot, that's what I wanted. So she was hollering because I wanted her mother to hear her voice. So I took the baby from NICU and I took her to the ICU to her mom, crying because she's hungry. And I put her at her mom's chest. I took her mom's arm and I put it around her. And she just became very quiet. She just stopped crying and just lied there on her mom. People were surprised that actually happened. You know, so what happened at that moment, I don't know. What transpired, I don't know. But she just got so quiet and relaxed on her mom's chest. That was just amazing. It was amazing.
If you could say anything to women who are having babies now, what would you say, Maylene?
Just be aware, kind of. And, like Matt said, always go with somebody. Never be alone.
Anything else you want to say?
Well, I wish I grew up with a mom, but I'm thankful I have my dad and Matt and Lamar. And I always wanted a pet, and my dad's always telling me, Lamar is your pet. I like coming home and seeing Lamar, and I like seeing everybody come home and knowing that they're safe. Because I always text them during the day and bother them. So.
I'm gonna ask you about how you felt growing up. I mean, we all know how you felt. Still see. But what do you have to say for other children who have lost their loved ones due to medical bias, healthcare bias? I mean, if you weren't black, if your mother wasn't black, if somebody else wasn't black, what would you say to the people who are a minority during the getting healthcare, getting the paternal care that they're supposed to have, maternity care they're supposed to have during pregnancy? What would you say to a black woman?
I don't know what I would say.
I mean, obviously something happened. You know what happened. Your mother was telling the white attendant, the resident person, about how she felt, and she wasn't supposed to feel that way, right? So what would you tell other minority black women?
You have to listen to people. If somebody's telling you something about how they feel, you have to listen and be aware of that. Because you don't know how they're feeling, but you need to address it, obviously. But I don't...
Yeah. Okay. Well, I don't have anything else for the two children, but I still need to talk to you two. Okay? Is that good? Okay.